Hey, Matt Webley here, hope you're doing all right. So building $1 million SaaS is actually really easy. Really easy now. A SaaS product. Building $1 million SaaS business ain't not easy at all. It's not easy one bit. So, as you know, if you've been following along, I've done over $23 million online and over $12 million. I'm forgetting my numbers. Is it $12 million? Yes, $12 million plus and counting in software as a service. Over the last 8 or 9 years, something like that, using human devs. You can see bloody frozen in the background, like bouncing off there. Using human devs. I'm a no-code founder, so I've had multiple SaaS projects. Definitely run them as lifestyle businesses. I typically spend 2 to 3 hours a month on my businesses, but this week, I didn't even say that because I have been pulled back into the business somewhat for the first time in years. So I've actively been working a little bit this week on that business. But that's business for you. Things don't always go the way you'd hope, because how I like it is everything runs swimmingly without me. But if I got to be pulled back into it, I got to be pulled back into it. So that is what it is. But essentially, it's a lifestyle business for me. I'm living here in Dubai, going down the beach for walks every morning and eating out lots and going to the pool and going on my electric scooter around Marina and just enjoying life here in Dubai. So anyway, what I want to talk to you about is how actually SaaS is easy now. So the reason why you couldn't build $1 million SaaS before was because it would take you 2-3 years, maybe longer. It would take you 200-300 grand, maybe more, and it would take a high level skill set that you would have to hire in if you're like me, a no code, non-technical founder. Did you hear that? I don't even know what that was, but that was a fast car. So yeah, it used to be difficult, slow, clunky, expensive to build SaaS. Now it's a dream. It's so quick, so easy. It scares me. Every time I have a coaching client call, I've had 3 calls today. I'm like, and they show me what they've done. I'm like, it blows me away. It never ceases to blow me away what you're able to do now with AI and AI agents, and no devs needed. In fact, in my experience, devs actually get in the way. Like, as somebody that still uses human devs are a pain in the arse. With all due respect to my lovely team that I know and love and cherish dearly, they can be a pain in the arse because they don't do what you want them to do. They don't do the obvious common sense stuff that you'd expect them to do. It's always slow. It's always, we can't do this before they do it, etc., etc. So yeah, building with AI now is an absolute dream. It's actually fun. It's actually addictive. So I came into this process, and I think because I've got a coaching program, mentorship, I teach people how to build AI SaaS businesses from start to finish. And with my first students, I didn't really know what to expect, but I thought maybe it would be an 8-week program. And I don't know why I thought it would have been an 8-week program, but as I go through this process with more people and I refine the process and learn the different ways that different people have of learning and modify how I teach it, one of the standout things that I now need to make sure I communicate going forwards is, look, if it takes you 2 months to build your software, it's going to take you at least 2 months to do the marketing for your software, you know, and really you should never stop. But even if you just want a 10-20k a month business, lifestyle business, and you just want it to kind of organically grow on its own, you don't want to slog, you're still going to put 3 months worth of your time. I'm assuming you're doing like 10 hours a week or something on it, but you're still going to do 2 or 3 months of your life to start to get some serious traction, right? And I've decided on this channel, as much as I want to sell the dream of being a SaaS founder, no-code AI SaaS founder, because I think it is the dream business model, and it's just this year that you can do it. You couldn't do it before now. So it's brand new, it's a big opportunity, and it's easy. Just as much as I want to sell the dream of, look, it can be passive business, sticky customers that keep paying you, not stinky, sticky customers that pay you month after month. I want to sell that dream because it is a dream. It's a dream business for normal people. Normal people can get rich with an AI SaaS business, and I want to sell that dream because it's like, if I can convince you that this is the business model for you, and it should be, if you've got any brain cells, it should be, then the chances of you changing your life and generating life-changing income increases massively, because there's never been anything like it. But I also need to, and this was my original intention for this video, I also need to communicate that just because you built some SaaS, which is easy, fun and fast and cheap, and it never was before, but it is now, just because you built some software that's saleable and works and it's good, it doesn't mean you're going to click a button and then, there we go, 10,000 people are on your software. That's not going to happen. And I see these YouTube channels, I don't really watch them, but I see the odd thumbnail come up when I'm scrolling on my TV, because I watch YouTube on TV like now, I don't know why, I love it. But I see these things, I built $12 million SaaS in 10 days, and bullshit like that, sorry for my French. I see all this nonsense, and it's like, and then you watch it, and it's like, oh, that's a bit clickbaity, because they didn't. And I know we all participate from time to time in a bit of clickbait, to just see if the YouTube algorithm will give you some love. But it's just nonsense. Building SaaS is easy. Building a SaaS business is hard. But there's no money in building SaaS anymore. Like, unless you're a coder, and then there's no money in it now because the AI can do it probably better than you can. So the money is in building a business, right? And I've been building businesses online for over 20 years. About 25 years I've been an online business owner. Like that whole time, different business models, different niches, you name it, I've done it, got the t-shirts, and I've done it in a very passive, hands-off way once I've done the initial slog and get things moving. And I have no problem with the slog. But what I need to communicate to you, if you're trying to build an AI SaaS business, is look, building the software is just the start, it's not the finish, and it's actually not the hard bit. The hard bit is building a business. The sales, the marketing, actually attracting users. And this is what you're not seeing maybe elsewhere. You're not hearing people tell you this. But that's the truth. The truth is, build it and they will not come. It's going to be a very rare project where you build it and they come. You're going to build it and nobody's going to come. And that's the starting point. You know what they used to say to me? So like, I'm not saying this to flex. I don't even think it's a flex. I'm low-key embarrassed by it. But I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I've not done Taekwondo since, I don't know, over 10 years. The whole time I've been with Holly, I've been with 13 years. I've never done a day's Taekwondo. So when I last went Taekwondo 15 years ago, I don't know, something like that. But I was a black belt in I am a black belt in Taekwondo. I don't suppose you don't lose it. I'm black belt in Taekwondo. And what they always used to say to me is the day one of essentially starting Taekwondo is when you get your black belt. It's not when you become a white belt and you start. And whilst I don't agree fully with that analogy, it is a little bit like that now with building an AI SaaS business. Your starting point is not, I mean, the idea really matters. And knowing what features you're going to put in there and essentially wireframing it and figuring out your workflow and all that stuff, all that stuff matters. And the idea is arguably the most important bit, because if you build the wrong thing, then you wasted your time and none of it works. And that's why we spend 1 to 3 weeks with my clients figuring out the idea. Hopefully they come week one, we've got an idea, but very rarely does that happen. Sometimes it takes 3 weeks. Never takes usually, I don't think it's ever taken longer than 3 weeks. But 3 weeks to come up with the right idea, because the idea matters. If you don't get the idea right, it fails. If you do get the idea right, your chances of success, I can't put a number on it, but it's 10,000 times more, right? So you've got to get the idea right at first. And oftentimes it takes experienced eyes to even know that. So I'm able to guide them, and usually they pitch me. My clients, my mentees, students, coaching clients, pitch me on a bunch of ideas. Like I got pitched on something like 4 ideas today. I was like, I don't say no, but like I give constructive reasons as to why I don't think that's the easiest or most appropriate route to take if your goal is to make money with your SaaS business. 4 ideas, 4 good ideas today, and in a list of loads more. And it's like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I want you to win, so I'm going to tell you the truth about the ideas and why I don't think they're the right ones. Back to the drawing board. Next week we go again with a bunch of new ideas, and next week hopefully we'll find the one that'll give me those flutters. I get these flutters inside, and I'm like, this is the one. I've got one client, I won't mention his name on here, but I think he's got $100 million idea. I think he's in the right market. I think if he executes it well, there's no reason why he can't get absolutely disgustingly stinking rich. It's so good, and I can't wait to see what he builds, and it's so exciting, and I love being a part of the process. But just building the app alone, it could be the best app in the world. Like, and his idea is pretty unique and pretty good, right? It could be the best app in the world. Unless somebody knows you exist, you're not going to get any sales. You're not going to get any customers. So this is why I'm trying to say, look, you need to, if you're building an AI SaaS business, especially if you're doing it alone without my help, you need to remember that just like what they told me about getting my black belt in Taekwondo, it starts, like the first day of Taekwondo starts when you get your black belt. Or, perfect thing that I've been told as well, the first, and this one is a good analogy because it's true, the first day of learning how to drive is when you've passed your test. It's not when you get in the car and do your first lesson, it's when you've passed your test. That's the point you actually start to learn driving, actual situational awareness, actually what happens in reality on the roads, and like not all this flappy stuff, but actually you learn how to drive once you've got your test passed. It's the same with SaaS. Once you've built your SaaS, that's not the finish point, that's the starting point, right? And that's the exciting bit, because now you've got something to sell. Once you've built your SaaS, as long as it's in the right niche and it's solving the right problem and all that stuff, once you've built that, you've got your sales process in place to give away your free trials, at that point, that's where the adventure starts. So don't think you get to that point and then you're going to click 3 buttons, AI is going to send you loads of customers and you're going to get rich. It's fantasy, not going to happen. You didn't build $12 million SaaS in 10 weeks or whatever nonsense these videos I've seen. I'm not slagging anyone off. I'm not particularly talking about them. I don't really watch them, but I have seen them. I've seen the thumbnails come up. It's clickbaity nonsense. How you need to see this, like if you spend, let's say you budget 6 months of your life and you go, I'm going to give this business everything for 6 months, and if it works out, great, and if it don't, I'll pivot and try something else. If you give it 6 months, well, you should budget 2 of those months to building the SaaS, and you should budget 4 of those 6 months to building the business. That's putting all the things in place to generate revenue. My last video, which is on disgustingly low views for how good it is, that goes into this, and it will tell you. It will tell you like a lot of the marketing things you need to put in place. It talks about, and there's lots of other stuff, but having an affiliate program and maybe creating a lead magnet and all these other things. You're going to put all these things in place, and a lot of them are one-time work. And you put them all in place, and then you don't have to touch them again, and they just increase. Each of them increases your chance of success by like 2 to 10 times, each one of them, right? Without them, build this best app on the planet. Nobody knows about it. Nobody's going to find out about it. Nobody's going to become your customer. It's just going to collect virtual dust, and you're not going to get anywhere. But if you focus months of your life putting all the things in place that I talk about on this channel and in my coaching program, put these things in place. Each one you put in place is one step closer to success. And You should not define success of your AI app by, whoa, look at this cool app I've built. You should define success by not only this cool app I've built, but how many customers you're able to attract. And your time frames, you need to adjust your time frames, right? There's no quick launch. There are like software launch directories you can use and stuff. So maybe you might get some little quick launch, but in most cases, that's short-sighted, and it's not how it's going to happen, and it's not how you should think it's going to happen, and it's not how you should aim for it to happen. You should be willing to grind, because once you've got that saleable product, that's when the fun starts. That's when the money starts rolling. Not at that point though. That's when you start building a business. Yeah, you've got to do things first. The right name, the right pricing, the right sales process, the right all this stuff. But at that point, visibility and beyond, driving visibility, the marketing side of it, is when your SaaS business starts. Before that, it's easy and fun. And it used to be impossible and hard to build software. Now it's easy and fun to build software. But the business is what matters. The business is where the money's at. So get out of this mindset that I'm going to spend, get rich quick, I'm going to spend 3 days building some software, and then I'm going to click 3 buttons and AI is going to send me 1,000 customers and I'm on $50,000 a month. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is crickets. You're going to build your software, and unless you have an audience, which they'll be very different, or you can borrow an audience. If you can beg, borrow, build, buy an audience. If you can beg, borrow, build, or buy an audience first, then that's a different story. But building it's going to be slow. Buying it's probably going to be slow because you've got to dial your ads in, and maybe expensive, and maybe it don't work because ad costs are too high, and your niche ain't there or whatever. But building it first, or borrowing an audience, maybe is the fastest way to succeed. But failing that, it's going to be a slow grind. But the beauty of it is when you get that traction and your compounding starts to happen, then it becomes a very, 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 very disgustingly sexy business model, because it can be faceless, passive, sticky. Customers stay for years potentially. I've got a customer I was speaking to this week. He's been with my software. His words, I didn't even think it had been out 10 years, but his words have been, he's been a customer for 10 years. I've had a customer for 10 years. That's what he said. Maybe it's 8, maybe it's 9, I don't know. But whenever we started, he said 10 years. 10 years. So accept the grind. Accept you're not going to click 3 buttons and get loads of customers. Accept the business starts when you've actually built your app, not really before. Before that, it's just a hobby. The actual business is, look, how do we drive visibility? How do we get free trials out there? How do we get sales? And that is the exciting bit. That's the bit that whereby when the money starts coming in, it's like, ooh. So just be prepared for it. Don't think it's going to be quick. Don't think it's going to be easy. Building SaaS apps is easy. Building SaaS businesses is hard. But boy, oh boy, it's worth it. Because when it happens, when you get that snowball, when that dam bursts, when that hot tub fills, watch the last video for context. Oh, it might be the one before that, I don't know. Then it's a game changer. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this motivates you or resets your expectations. I'm just here to tell you the truth. If you're interested in working with me, you can book a call. Probably closing the program at some point soon. So yeah, book one in. I'll chat to you. Let's go.